Motion to reflect in the minutes, that we exited closed session at 11:15 p.m. In discussion of, I'll just write it down.
That's his, let me go.
Where we at? Where we at? Where we at?
I'm making the motion now.
I sit down and get the chair to close. You already have 1/3 for the. More than make it.
Yeah, I think this is fine enough.
Guys, we're back.
Motion to reflect in the minutes that the Senate exited closed session at 11:15 p.m. to discuss staff and budget processes in accordance with the Brown Act.
The motion reflected in the minute, the Senate exited closed session 11:15 p.m. to discuss staff and budget processes according to the Brown Act. Shadow phrasing. Lee,
Second.
for a second round of discussion. Call question. Any objection, like consent, motion passes. Okay. All yours.
All right.
Sean, are we streaming?
We are.
Thank you.
No, wait, didn't you go? What?
Sorry, I didn't make a motion at all.
Yes, but.
Hey, sorry.
All right. We're now on to part 2 of the budget deliberations, and this means we're on everything else.
Oh.
Basically, what you guys have done, and I'll show you guys right now, on staff account 125, you guys have 3.8 right here. That is reflected, so you guys have increased the president's recommendation by $550,000. As a reminder for everyone, you guys have $2.5 million to use as for your operating budget from reserves. Currently, you guys are at around with this 550,000, you guys are around 2.1, which means any increases will bring you closer and closer to that 2.5 limit. That's a hard limit from legal code as calculated. So we're gonna feel hopefully a little bit better about ourselves and go with the lock-ins first, because those should be easy. But something that I need to remind you guys, looking a little bit ahead, 2 weeks from now, you guys will be doing rollover decisions. The budget recommendations in here and some budgets are balanced with rollover in mind. If you guys see any of these red numbers here, that means that the budget is balanced based on the assumption that this account will receive rollover. And it will receive at the very least the amount of rollover that is used to balance the budget. Keep that in mind as you're going through these accounts, because in 2 weeks, you guys are gonna have to decide whether you guys want to approve rollover or not. If you guys don't want to approve rollover, or if the rollover doesn't get approved for an account that is budgeted with rollover, or the amount is different, we'll have some problems. So just be aware of that as we go through this. Yes.
Just so everyone's aware, mission lock-ins always have rollover. They only have a decision to make as to whether the actual lock-in has a percentage of it, or you sweep it to the finance committee to be repurposed. That's the historical usage of the splits that occur in rollover decisions. 100%, 50%, 80% retained, 20% reused concepts.
Yeah, we'll talk a lot more about those during the rollover.
Those are pretty fun, just and simple, actually, how much you want to keep. Or
So when it gets swept into the finance committee, it's not bound by any restrictions. on
It is still bound by the
The mission
Mission.
the mission.
Centric funds.
Okay,
We in the finance committee manage 20 funds,
okay,
of which 10 are lock-in
Right.
sweeps.
okay.
Sweeps.
Question?
Yeah, I mean, for lock-ins that accumulate quite a lot every single year and don't spend much of it, and have large amounts of rollover, which there are a couple. How do you recommend we approach that when it comes to rollover rates? Because
That will be a topic in 2 weeks.
Okay. Thank you.
But what I will say right now, though, is there are some accounts that are are using their rollover as a lifeline, and that's a whole separate subject. If you guys remember from, well, never mind, I can't say anything. But We're gonna start off with the lock-ins, because they're the easiest, and then we'll move on to non-lock-ins, and then finally the admin accounts.
You expand that to the full screen?
That'll be the projector.
Oh,
We're gonna have to adjust it. I don't know, if we can make it
I'll
any,
make it closer.
yeah, I mean, I can try, I can make this bigger, but it's not gonna change too much.
David, rollovers on line 19, is that correct?
It'll be on this line 29.
Line 29,
Yeah,
Okay.
so, so everything on top here, don't even worry about. That we will take care of for you. You guys just need to worry about the allocations over here.
Further is.
It's the other way. Nice at 40.
Yeah.
Oh, not, it's kind of, it's kind of.
go further away from the
industry
there.
We're not adjusting it because the. Yeah. Leave it there for now, Michael. Yeah. Leave it there for now and then we'll.
Do you not have the calculator?
The cells are calculated.
Yes, but I wanna do some additional thinking.
Oh, I see. Okay, this is a little janky, but hopefully it's more clear.
Get into that.
What you doing?
Just make it tilted. It's bigger. It's bigger.
Okay,
Okay, fine. Yeah.
okay, let's get back to it.
Okay, so. Any questions before we get started?
No.
Great. So, let's start. Cardinal Center, 170. This is a lock-in account.
Yes.
The they receive a lock-in of $233,640. They are using $161,000 of their rollover, so potential rollover to balance their budgets, to balance their operating budgets. Adjustments to this, yeah. Simple yes or no will suffice. We have 70 of these to go through.
You'll notice here on this line, the percentage of 13% is no longer applied to any account. Last year, there was a fee on this line, 13%. It's been wiped out because we're applying a staff allocation.
A simple general consensus, and then we can move on. Great, all right, we move on.
Wait.
Sorry.
Let's establish some kind of review, let's like a. Yeah, hands up if you're okay with this. Does everybody say the route?
We just did.
Yeah.
You did thumbs up. No, the other people did. Yeah, like 3.
Yeah, just do hands up if you have an objection. The easier way to go there.
Problem. Anybody have any objection? Okay, well.
Beautiful, all right, so 170 is done. I just need to please, okay, let's move on, 200 bike shop. They are also using 167,000 of their potential rollover to balance their budgets. And that 20% is 313,000, yeah.
This number is above 20%, but the reason it's that high is that there are now 3 members of the staff in that number. With 2 currently, one new hire. Full-time staff allocated. They don't have the total that they want to spend, so this is red. They'll take it out of their rollover. They have income. They'll not jump in when.
Yes.
The income they have annually is going up. They're doing very well. We've got a new building. They're growing their income. It used to be about 50,000, then it's 70, then 90. Now the projection is over 100 this year.
The only thing that I will mention with income is that when we budget, we don't budget for income. Income is not a consideration because it's not guaranteed. An earthquake can happen and you can make nothing next year.
They want to spend money on the external break room outside their building to make a community space for outdoor entertainment and events. That's what this line is. They'll come to the Senate to get that approved. If you approve this budget, they'll be looking for their income to offset in addition to some rollover. This is a significant amount of money. It's a construction project.
I'm not seeing So bike shop workers that are student staff, they get stipends, is that right? Or,
So they are gonna be booked under work study and general assistant. Those are the students.
okay.
Are we clear on this?
Yes.
This on the, okay, any objections?
All right, moving on. KCSB. This is the radio station that we all know and love. They are using 276,000 of the potential rollover to balance their budget. 565,000 to career staff and 195,000 students.
So their staff is accommodating their needs. They're over budgeted in the staff. They can't afford it. They've got a large amount of money in their rollover of $700,000. They can sustain themselves for a couple of years on this model, but they do need to go back to the students to get more funds in their lock-in. Otherwise, they have to restructure.
How many years away is that?
2 to 3.
So in time for a ballot measure on these excess?
Yes, next year they have an opportunity,
Okay,
and if not, the 2 years from then.
okay.
What's going on with the radio station construction projects and how do we account for that in this discussion?
As part of the open-ended equation about usage of their rollover. They'll need to spend a certain amount of it. They've projected 150,000 to 200,000 to contribute to the roof repair.
Wow.
The actual Stork Tower is a major project that the campus is undertaking. But they have to vacate and there will be expenses to do with their relocation operations for a couple of years.
Yeah, and so they have to move along with the Nexus, and we have to pay for part of that move, so.
So, given that added expense, does that still buy them 2 years?
Just 2 years.
Just, okay, so there's almost inevitably a ballot initiative attached to that.
They've gone to the ballot twice for an increase and had it denied.
Okay,
And as a result, that is a bit precarious to consider in the future, but they'll make an effort this time coming around to increase the amount they get because they need it to sustain themselves. Otherwise, the staff costs are going to exponentially increase and they're not going to be able to afford that.
I see.
All accounts that are overspending, that are dipping in their reserves as a lifeline, will have roughly 2 to maybe 5 years of this stretch. Objections to this budget? Very well, we move on. We now go to Food Bank. Now, this one is one that was combined. They have their lock-in portion, which is account 240, but also their food bank committee, which is 450, and they've been both combined under one account.
It does that, it overheats.
No. There's a button on the power strip.
Oh, yeah, at the,
Yeah.
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 Oh, you messed it up?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, do you have a charging cable?
Yes.
Last year, we took it out. Now, it's just their lock-in. This way we see what is.
Well, the president's recommendation of finance committee are right now.
Rationale.
No,
That's fine.
the rationale specifically is, I mean, this is a different spreadsheet, I mean, I guess, I think it's fine.
Oh, I meant like a
It doesn't-
USB-C, yeah.
Sentence, so it could be like, just really agreeing to the figures, this, here's the rationale.
We're writing that right now.
That's only.
So
For the president specifically, I mean, I can read you their rationale. Okay, yeah, if,
Yeah. Okay.
but give me a second, I want to find that.
Wow.
2 days away from the bill.
Should we go back?
What do you mean 2 days? on?
Thursday or Friday.
It's gonna be, yeah, I snow.
Is it
ambitious.
Thursday?
Is the director turning on?
Uh,
It's all for you.
you wanna hit the office button?
There we go.
Oh, it just was.
It just,
Oh, okay. So we're,
I know, we're
just-
I'm glad we got that.
yeah.
No shit.
Alright, so it's taking alt.
Oh, there that.
What? No, you're passionate.
Oh, we know what she wants.
I haven't slept with her since.
What's that?
Only in.
Okay. Well, that's not good. No, that's not good.
That's not good.
Yeah, after a certain point, like.
You don't feel it, yeah.
Normal.
Well, I was
It's
like,
great.
so my circadian rhythms are fucked, so I was sleeping earlier and then now.
Keep in mind, we're,
Keep in mind, we're in open session.
we're in open session, we're recording. Also, are we at forum?
Maybe count.
I.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay, alright, so 240, the president's rationale is the ASOP supports fully funding the food bank committee's request and recommends adding the committee's request into the total of the AS merged accounts. ASOP recommends that the funds required for food bank committee's operations be allocated from the food bank rollover. That's essentially what that rollover line there is. 27,600 is the amount that was requested from the food bank committee, which is a non-locking account.
So the rationale for uniting
Let's see.
committees into lock-ins is to unify account structure and make it simpler to manage. And within the structure of the committee itself, there'll be a subcommittee which is dedicated to the committee work. The specific food bank committee work. But generally, it's better to do it that way, in our opinion. Hence the unification. You'll see a couple of unifications in the presentation today.
Yes.
To clarify, I missed this, sorry. So this is bringing in the Food Bank Advisory Committee underneath Food Bank?
Correct.
And that's the rollover from Food Bank Advisory, or that's the proposed budget of
That
Food
was
Bank
their
Advisory.
budget request.
And it is coming out of the rollover from the food bank lock-in.
Gotcha.
They
Thank you.
have a significant amount of lock-in annual now. And they have 200 and some odd thousand in a rollover from
Gotcha.
last year, 245, I think.
Okay.
They're trending not to spend the entire million in the year.
If I can ask them why, if they're not trending to expend all of that, then why give them the extra
We're
rollover?
not giving,
No, no,
it's not giving it.
This is a lock-in,
Got it.
right? Yeah, so we're not giving them anything. This is just from their lock-in and from their account. That 27.6 is taking from their existing rollover. We're not giving them any extra.
Got it, got it.
Mm.
Thank you.
They're just accumulated, they're on track to accumulate more.
The president of the finance committee decided that they have enough money to spend to cover their own honoraria and other members' activity
Gotcha. Thank you.
in the committee.
Objections?
Wait, I have questions about the increases in, like where the increases in special projects came from and.
The increase in special projects was simply from us, yeah. The increase in special projects is simply from the removal of the admin fee to balance the budget. Right, well, during the budget hearings, they removed that amount from the special projects to cover the admin fee, but now since the admin fee is going away, it was brought back into their,
That number and that number went up. This was deleted.
yes.
Yeah.
Objections? Very well, we move on. I can find my mouse. Very nice. All right. Next, 300-301 AS Program Board. Are balanced with a significant amount from the rollover, $456,000.
they're tracking to spend more than their rollover this year. More than their lock-in this year.
How much of this is it? You have,
They'll be when extravaganza gets fully paid out, they'll be up around 1.7.
how much was their local?
It's the same, it's 1.45.
They spent more than normal.
Yeah.
So any rollover that they have is just their rollover that has.
They have one guy that's being paid $200,000 to perform for 45 minutes. Don't leave
Is that extravaganza?
No, I think that happened already.
Well, who's getting paid 200K?
That's extravaganza, okay. Extravaganza.
We're getting off topic, guys. Yeah, we're getting off topic. Any other questions, comments, concerns?
There you go. No.
I
Maybe.
want to be at this job.
Yeah,
That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
so I just want to clarify, they're spending their roll, or excuse me, they're spending the total amount of the lock-in fee and they're beginning to dip into their rollover.
Yes.
They're
on track to do so.
okay.
They've been static and not spending down the rollover, building up a little bit.
Yeah,
And this year, they're gonna be doing more.
yeah.
And this works.
No, they did better than last year.
And so the MOU just mentioned it, and we have in the finance committee with their rollover, has been spent down $1 million over the last 2 years.
Cool. Cool, fun.
You just answered it.
Cool.
Okay, that was the question.
Yes.
So your guidance is basically leave it as is.
Well, we don't have any guidance for
We
you.
don't have any
It's
recommendation.
whatever you guys want to do. If this looks good to you, any objections to it?
Well, is there anything?
We can't
Okay,
cut
guys,
it.
good.
Wait, guys,
Guys, let's try to have one conversation.
Is there anything guaranteeing the MOU for next?
what do you mean by guaranteed for MOU?
Like, how does the MOU process work? Is it renegotiated every year?
Yeah, it is technically, we will talk more about it during the rollover. It's part of the rollover process.
What's kind of relevant now, but can you explain it real quick? How it works?
So the MOU process, TLDR of it is if you guys don't approve or don't approve the rollover for a lock-in BCU, that rollover essentially goes into an MOU between them and the finance committee. That money is still given to the association as a mission-based fee. So it still has to be spent based on the mission and ballot language. But it'll be managed by both the committee under the lock-in fee as well as finance committee to better spend it down.
I see. Is that in the legal code that has to go to finance?
Is it in the legal code?
The
That's
whole
just-
thing is laid out legal, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's something, there's even a deadline, it's like 30 days from the initiate. Or
Yes.
30 days from, not 30 days, 90 or something. From the rollover process concluding, for them to come to an agreement and pass that is directed by the associate director of finance, which they have to do. Every people don't want to sign.
Yes. I'd like to extend that to more time because it's summer and they're not around.
Yeah, that's true. That's not fair. We can work on that. But I think what you were, what you were hinting at of the rollover part not being relevant here is, that's please, the camera. Is that here we're basically looking at, are they spending normally, or are there any sort of major things out of whack? It's sort of the basics and then we'll get the rollover stuff.
Yes, kind of, right? It's a little bit complicated because you guys are the Senate who decide both the budget as well as the rollover. Yes, right now you guys are focusing on spend pattern, their operating budget and the health of the account overall. But some of these accounts are asking you guys to approve a budget that's based on the idea that they will have rollover for next year. So that, as the Senate, needs to be taken into account. Because in 2 weeks, when you guys go do your rollover decisions, if you guys don't approve rollover for an account that you guys have budgeted with the idea of rollover in mind, it's a bit of a problem. So that's the amount of consideration you guys have to do. Remember, rollover is not guaranteed, but as a Senate, you guys have more power than the two bodies that came before you to make a better informed decision.
There are 5 lock-ins that are guaranteed.
Yes,
So you want, they were in the legal code.
yes.
All right. Move on.
Objections to this account? Very well. Well, you guys can move allocations around into the line items. Okay, moving on. 305, bike committee.
Bye, Lily.
Thanks for having me, everybody.
Good job, Safe.
Thank you.
We went back with 3.8.
All right, by committee, questions, comments, concerns?
No.
Very well, we move on.
David, can you do me a favor? and
Yes.
Zoom in a little.
Zoom in.
Yeah. Yes.
How much?
Zoom.
What would you like that?
Just towards the top, I mean,
Oh, don't even worry about the top, because the top is based off of this. This is what you're considering. Right, the top is the income part, or like the quote unquote income for the account, but that doesn't matter too much. Like, I can tell you how much they get, but it's really just their pocket.
right,
Did we keep the rollover?
Section next, in the BCUs that don't have lock-ins is gonna be important.
This will be
This is
important.
what your colleagues last year did for the, agreed,
For the
for the
non-lock.
non-lock-ins.
Yes,
But lock-ins, they get exactly what the lock-in is.
Yeah.
Can you keep the rollover in view?
the rollover would be this line. Right here, so if they are
Okay.
gonna be using rollover, it would be shown in red,
Okay.
this line.
I see.
and does that account, sorry.
Yeah.
Does that account for the bike path that they've already spent this?
This one for the bike committee?
Yes.
Well, this is just the annual. Next year's annual fee is going to be collecting 233. The way that the bike committee works is that they budgeted on a couple of years of fees.
Mm.
We retain the funds effectively in rollover, but it's then transferred to a campus account for the construction problem. This year it was the bike path renovation.
Any other questions, comments, concerns?
No.
Very well, moving on, 307, TBL.
Hmm.
So there was a slight change in allocation amounts from finance committee to the president. This was a adjustment made at the president's level. And that's all we can say.
Yeah. If we're gonna, I just want everyone to keep in mind, if we're going to be allocating more than the president's recommendation to some accounts, for example, if people are planning to vote on, giving more than the president's recommendation to Black Women's Health Collaborative, then we will need to not follow the president's, recommended amount for different items in the budget to be able to fund that. So
So-
keep in mind, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
I'll take
say
that.
more of a clarification to that. What we're doing right now, part one is what we're doing right now is the lock-in, so that won't affect
Yeah,
the
yeah,
total
yeah.
amount you can do. And part two to that, you guys have around 400,000 to play with on top of the president's recommendation.
Yeah, we only can spend a certain
Yeah.
amount out of it.
So you guys can spend 2.5 out of reserves. You guys are currently spending 2.1. So you have roughly 400,000 to play with if you want to go over the president's budget.
Can I clarify? So basically, we didn't, like, the finance committee and the president's recommendations, they didn't spend completely everything that we decided we may want to extract from reserves. We made a decision that we can take, that at most, we're gonna take $2.5 million out of the reserves. But both of the recommendations didn't hit that 2.5.
Right.
So at maximum, we can still give more money without cutting other groups by 400,000 abruptly. Is what David is saying. That clarifies it.
And where would that 400,000 go if we just kept everything how it is and spent 2.1?
Well, that's up to you guys.
It stays in the undesignated.
Yes.
It isn't, touched, there's a pot of money.
Right,
Yeah.
and then later in the year, we can take out of it,
Yeah.
like, for example, the Senate next year could just take out of it and designate it and.
Based on what is outlined in legal code, yes, you can access that funds.
Okay.
Back to TBL.
Actually, so since we raised the staff budget from the president's recommendation, that doesn't count towards the 400K we have.
No, so that is after the staff. So we can take a look right here.
Which is the president?
So the president only recommended 1.6 million from out of the 2.5. Adding your 550,000 in addition to staff brings you up to 2.1.
Okay.
Yes, I saw in the line item for printing or something like that, that it was reduced by $5,000 from their request, roughly 5,000.
Here, TBL, yep.
Yes, I was just wondering if someone from finance committee or. Yeah, if someone from finance committee who may be more familiar with that can speak to why that happened. If anyone's familiar with it, I can see right on that.
I spoke to Leah, who was the advisor to the bottom line. This is, as an advisor, her salary is percentile is put into this, line item here.
Essentially, the reduction is to go towards the career staff.
She mentioned that they budgeted on the basis of a maximum utilization of their lock-in without a consideration for salaries. When the salaries started to come in, therefore they had to go down to make this number. So the reduction in other areas had to accommodate me, along with a estimate of their rollover being applied. So that's why there was an adjustment. Plus, she said that on this particular line, they wouldn't be printing weekly or monthly or whatever they have as a schedule there. You're gonna maintain it as is and not go back to producing a publication more regularly. So they don't need that. They had put it in originally to make the numbers. With some flexibility, maybe they'd expand, but they don't need to do that because their plan is not to expand.
So if we want them to expand, This would be the
You
opportunity
then
to-
provide them more money
yeah,
during the year.
yeah, so I'm an advocate of expansion, by the way.
I would say so too. I think.
Yes.
Published weekly.
Yeah, I'm an advocate of having, amplifying more student voices, journalism. Publishing more frequently for things like this, personally. I think that there's a good
Make
case.
that decision.
I should also note in conversations with Leah that she's thinking about bringing I'm forgetting what it's called. There used to be a physical, I know, talking about, she's brought this up and ISGO has been creating like a communications working group and coming up with new ideas. And one of them is, there was a printed version at the end of every year, basically recapping what the association has done, gives it like a sense of meeting and, look at what we've all done together. So that could be an added cost if that's something people think valuable.
I don't know.
Good question.
About
Question?
Yes. Can we look at how much Nexus has allocated to printing and then give a rough estimate of how much?
The daily nexus?
Yes,
The daily nexus is a pass-through, so.
for sure. I
we
mean, is that
don't-
information available anywhere? There's not-
we don't care about pass-through allocations.
Okay.
We don't do anything with that.
that. There is a report that they.
There is a report, but
Yeah.
in the budget process, we just give them the money.
Yeah, yeah. I was just wondering if we could make an allocation to the bottom line. Based on a daily Nexus estimate of how much their publishing cost is, if that information is available.
I have to look at the records to see that. If you want to
Sure.
postpone this one, I'll look for it and then you can move on.
Yeah, I mean, I think that'd be good, pretty intelligent.
Okay, granted the importance of staff salary and that we can fund them later in the year through a normal monetary allocation, are we fine with this? Is this fine?
You could read.
Does this all make sense to you?
Expansion plan.
Yeah,
Okay, they can get their money in next year if they want to expand services, and that's fine, that's great. But this shuts out.
Objections? Very well. We move on. Okay. Childcare.
Can you go a little bit down?
You want me to fill this here?
You want to tell the story? I mean, first of all, questions.
Okay, so I don't want to be confused between the childcare center and childcare. But one of them had, I believe, $200,000 in rollover.
That's it.
That's this. And they're asking for an increase.
No,
Make it a lot.
they get a lock.
Get a lock.
This is the amount that they get.
They get an annuity. That's why it's built up so high because they haven't been spending it. The program basically is flat.
Yeah.
At a very
Hmm.
small. Grants for childcare aren't that easy to give out.
Right.
Sean?
Yeah, so there was a disruption because for, I don't know, 2 quarters or so. It was difficult, if not impossible, for people to apply to get it, and so money wasn't being spent, and when you apply for it, you don't get it for 6 months, you stop applying. We revamped the system, changed it up, it's much smoother now, and we even got to the point where RIM can approve it over like you apply once and you're good for the year. So like more people now apply for it and be granted it, so like they will spend the money, it's just, it built up during that period of, there was a problem with it.
Yes.
What's their rollover clarity?
Their estimated roll was up 200,000.
200,000. Okay.
I mean, a great marketing effort would be to expand the program into other, graduate students. Or
Yeah.
other areas of need, not just,
But there's effectively nothing to be done on that right now.
the
Considering,
mission is very
Yeah.
restricted.
Commissioner,
So-
yes.
Sorry, I've been quiet, but other programs are running out of money for childcare, like basic needs. So I know we see this big number and it's like, oh my God, this is horrible. And you're like, it's like, you're right, like it's a lot of money, but like the basic needs childcare grant is running out this year. So just kind of keep that in mind, as well as the other grants as well.
MOU it.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I've been working on this whole year. I'm gonna probably have to take that project into next year because it's a slog. But
You're here next year?
what?
You're here next year?
I am here next year. And the year after that. Yeah, but anyway, so sorry, I'm just trying to be an advocate. I'm being the annoying basic needs advocate right now, but just keep that in mind. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in need of something like that.
Yeah.
but for the sake of right now, nothing happened. Yeah, because it's a lock-in, so like,
It is lock-in, so everything is currently in grant projects.
yeah,
23,000 is for staff allocation. The president has recommended you take, you can take 23,000, basically match the staff from out of the room. So
okay.
it's the same pot of money.
Chilling,
Objections?
chilling, chilling. Cool.
Very nice. Let's move on. Community Affairs Board. Let's see here. There is a presidential change. And they did 3-2-0. They did not give a rationale.
It's not.
So,
Who?
and yeah, it's,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, food. They reduced food based on their calculation. That was it.
Wait, we also, wait, for that 26,000,
This one?
does that get reallocated? Oh.
That gets
okay,
recalculated, I was
that's
saying,
correct.
yes, remember, we got rid of the admin.
Oh, wait, I just didn't notice it in person.
And that just got put into special project?
This 26,000?
No, the like, whatever, hundreds of food,
Oh, from food, yeah, that got put into
Okay.
certain projects,
cool.
or somewhere, yeah.
Well, no, they got,
We reduced it
Staff.
here and it added it here.
yeah, because this wasn't enough to make their current staff tax, basically. So this was not.
It's not a tax because we're not taking it if we don't need.
Acknowledgement of
that.
services rendered.
It's rendered, it's a combination of this plus whatever we reduce from here, plus whatever we
Okay.
reduce from food.
Thank
plus
you,
that
Vicky.
would-
Very good.
Do we? Sorry, do we want to die on the hill of the finance committee recommendation or like, we cool with the president?
All we can do is move around the allocation.
Yeah.
Really. And
I don't give them more money, that's up to you guys.
But it just seems like the difference just seems insignificant, right?
We also have COVA, which is completely unfilled, and if they want to pull from there, I feel like that's within their purview to do so.
Yeah.
You have a decision to make about COVA. I
Is it-
think COVA is like this outlier that doesn't, it's like a unloved cousin. You need to bring the cousin into the family.
yeah, I think that's totally valid. So I think we can like.
They can unite these two accounts together.
Correct.
If that's the sentence.
Well, we've requested the chancellor to cancel it, and it's turned into a 4-year pause, and then
They have a lot of money.
eventually, when I'm out of school and have children, it'll be canceled at some point. But at least that's my understanding, but I don't think there's any need to raise this when COVA's, the whole purpose of it being paused for the next 4 years is so it can be spent down. So I think we just keep it.
Objections?
Just to clarify what he's saying real quick. So Kovo effectively has now become the new USSA fund in terms of being used as a slush.
Well, it doesn't have that fluid of a mission statement
Yeah.
as the, yes.
Okay,
Well, COVA's also not receiving funds for the next 4 years.
right, because it's paused.
Wait, first,
Hi, me again, basic needs person. I was talking to Rebecca and I think, and I asked Sean this a couple weeks ago, but we can also use the COLO funds to like do very specifically tailored basic needs programs with their department. I think that's the best way to go. Because yeah, it's annoying we have this pot of money, but they also need funding, so yeah.
Well said. Okay, I might be ripping right now, but. I see the bottom is 196.80, 196.80, 196.80, right?
Yes.
But the line, 41 food is, I think, is 24, is 2,450, 2,450, 1,890. But the bottom number doesn't reflect the difference in that amount.
It is.
Because it got pushed,
Oh.
yeah, it got pushed into special projects.
I was looking for the rest.
You see the 36, the
Yes,
73,
73924.
Yeah, see.
There's the difference.
Yeah.
It's just a few number change.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's just me not, tripped.
No, you're good.
Take off the glasses.
Yeah, literally.
But yeah, so the question is just, is the change in the food budget the hill we die on?
Well, can I speak to food budget for
Yeah.
Todd? Sean, how often do their meetings run? COD,
Uh,
okay, so, I mean,
I don't think they're 4 hours long.
then,
But I've not attended, I just walked by.
sure, I mean, I don't foresee any reason to increase food budget.
The reduction is reasonable.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would say the reduction's completely reasonable, because I think they're one of the very few organizations that sends out in Slack every week that they have extra food to give out to the association, and that's not gonna be within policy in the next 2 weeks before we term out, because that's gonna be the policy going forward for Utah.
Okay, so should we just take the president's budget then?
Yeah. Objections to the president's budget? Very nice. Moving on. Now it's community financial funds, CFF.
Yeah.
Now, this is also one of those combined accounts where it's CFF plus the honoraria. It's combined into one.
Mhm.
Questions, comments, concerns?
Just the drop. The 53,000.
You're freaking sniping me.
Where, sorry, just where's the big plunge? Okay. Grant project?
Special projects.
Oh, special project, okay.
I think if you click on the cell number, then it'll highlight the entire cell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what happened?
They got reduced.
Yeah, I
And
guess,
then- and then-
sorry, why happened?
Why? Well, I mean, I can't say
that's
why,
fine,
but
yeah.
like, how happened? It got moved up here,
Okay. And then,
that got reduced.
yeah,
You see this number here?
yeah,
They were asking to spend more than their. Because
They were
they
asking
asked
for an
they
additional.
asked for additional money, which was
I
denied,
see,
which was denied.
yeah. Cool.
Questions, comments, concerns,
I'm okay.
objections?
There's only one lock-in that was able to be approved in
Mhm.
addition to their lock-in.
And we'll get to that in just a
Okay.
moment.
Looks good.
All right, we move on. Daily Nexus, again, what we talked about is just an allocation because they're a pass through. Not much for us to do there.
They don't have a charge for staff.
They don't have a charge for staff.
Cool.
No one's staffing them from our end. No one's staffing them. EAB. Questions, comments, concerns?
I mean, they're also locked in, so
Also, yeah.
not much to do there.
Cool.
Objections?
I just. I mean, they're only asking for 120 for marketing and advertising. I mean, realistically, they could do whatever they want with all of it, but. What is this time?
21,000 in honorary.
So 50%.
I mean, I don't know if that's something we can control, because ideally, in every scenario, BCU is spending less than 50% of its, its budget internally.
if you wanna adjust that percentage, it's a legal code change or.
Right, that's what I was gonna say. There's nothing we can do there tonight.
Well, it's actually very slightly under 50%. Like
Phenomenal.
49 point something,
Got you there.
yeah,
Got you there.
so.
Alright, questions, comments, concerns, objections?
Just in the future, just like disregard the honorary unless if it's more than 50%, because there's nothing we can really.
Yeah,
do about it. So
yeah.
just don't like.
I mean, if you wanna take a
just took a
note
note,
for
though.
future, you know, yeah,
Want to open up the microphone, see if there's a better rate, I'll learn it.
I can open up it. We can come back to this in just a moment, but questions come, yes, please, thank you. I forgot to have a team behind me, oh my god, it's so nice. Questions, comments, concerns?
Cool.
Very nice,
Alright.
moving on.
Wait.
335 EOP. EOP is the only lock-in
Mm.
that was approved in addition on top of their lock-in fee. They requested 25,000 to essentially offset the admin fee on top of their lock-in. Finance committee and the president both gave them an extra 40,000 to offset the 20%. Now that we're under this model, plus, you know, some change to go for their grants.
We,
Questions, comments, concerns?
No.
Objections? Very nice. Okay. Causeway. There we go. Questions, comments, concerns?
So, I mean, they're requesting an addition, they're requesting double. What's the rationale, but
So they were essentially requesting double. Their lock-in is 47,520. They were requesting an additional 54,000 on top of the lock-in. Finance committee and the president both said no to the addition, which brought them down to the base lock-in amounts.
So-
how much did they spend this year?
We'll find out after we tell you how much, you got the numbers for the other one?
It's 24,500 roughly for the year in total spending, and of that honorary accounts for 10,650, so it is less than 50.
We're talking about EAB right now,
Yeah.
yes.
That's for that's summer, fall and winter.
Yes, this is without spring.
Without spring, so you're looking at 15,000 instead of 21. Max.
Ariana, can you do the same for Cosweb this year?
Yeah.
Thank you.
sorry, can you just go back? So the sacrifices made by the president's side for food, supplies,
Rented leases,
The contracts.
food right
Okay.
there. They've got their contracts back up, actually.
Uh-huh.
Their social projects came back up because the president has requested that they be balanced via rollover.
and what's the,
Their estimate, the current estimate is 25, but that is subject to change heavily.
okay,
What does contracts mean?
In this case, contracts. I don't know what they contracts for.
Example,
Allocations is campus, contracts are third-party performers.
like
It
the
might be-
petting zoo.
Yeah, they
want
do a
to
lot
make
of
a
petting zoos, which are like traveling entities, and you obviously have to sign money for each of those.
okay.
It really depends on how you look at it, because some of those, depending on it, could also go under special projects. Contracts, I actually don't know what they would do for contracts, but
Do they put on events where performers or speakers?
it is
or-
specific performance and stuff, yeah, it could go under contracts, but it could also go under special projects.
Yes.
Yeah, so they might have just split it out too.
Genuine question, is there precedent for doubling what is allotted to a lock-in?
Precedent, I mean, last year you guys kind of did that. Or actually, no, I'm sorry, no.
It's very
Yeah,
rare.
it's very rare, very
Right?
rare, very rare.
In my tenure, this is the only time EOP. And last year, 8,000 was given
Yes,
to one TPL.
yes.
So remind me what their request was and then finance presidents?
Their request was a total of 95,
Uh-huh.
or I guess 93. And, finance and presidents basically said no to the additional request on top of their lock-in.
So they both recommend we'll stick with the lock-in.
They both recommend
No
stick
addition.
with lock-in, yeah, no addition.
I'm in favor of just keeping the lock-in.
Why?
Pardon?
Why?
Why just keeping the lock-in?
Yeah.
Because there's really no precedent to do so. And they can always go back to the finance committee.
They have 25,000 estimated over, rollover. They wanted 45 more.
How much
So they get-
rollover?
They're estimated 25 in rollover, so essentially they're getting about half. Getting is if you guys approve the rollover, how about half of
Right,
their
right, right.
requests, essentially?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Unless you think that they have a programmatic schedule that deserves funding right now. You would know more than us.
Hmm.
I think that your consideration is right.
Do you want this year's financial so far?
That'd be great, thank you.
We have 41,000 total in spending, which includes 10,000 in honoraria, but once again, that's just 2 quarters, so we expect to see at least another 5K in honoraria, and then more acquisitions.
How much is their budget this year?
The budget this year
402, 301
is
in this now.
42,000.
With a rollover?
with rollover. With rollover is around 72.
So they're not gonna exceed. They're,
But
They're gonna have additional
We might actually spend down the rollover considering we have too much left.
Yeah,
So that may not be accurate.
yeah, that might not be
This
accurate.
might be actually 15 or 10.
Yeah.
So they may need money.
You said they're at 41 right now?
Yeah,
Yeah, 41.
I'm worried they're at 41.
Okay.
They'll have 5 more in honoraria plus the expenses, the spring coming in.
So they might.
So
they
it's
will
definitely-
Most likely dip into that 25.
Yeah.
Any other questions, comments, concerns, objections to the president's recommendation? Very well, we move on. Oh, this next one's a fun one.
You sure you want to consider that a little more because.
I
My
do,
feeling is that they're gonna be shy 10,000.
yeah, I do
in that
worry.
number.
I think
That's a
At
good point.
potentially bumping that up to, would that be 5,200?
You like to give them 10,000.
No, 5,000.
Oh, you're only gonna give them 5,000.
If they're dipping into their reserves or their rollover this year.
Yeah, so there's two choices you guys can do. One is give them extra, or 2 is to reduce their allocations. If you reduce their, the estimated rollover here, you would have to reduce it somewhere else for the allocations. So it's up to you guys.
There's also the principle of they have a budget, we should abide by that budget. So,
But yeah, so it's, well, I mean, like. If you guys think if they're not going, if you guys think they won't receive them. That 25,000 shouldn't even be on there in the first place, right? Essentially, if that's what you want to do, is we would just reduce that by. If you want to do the 5,000, we would reduce that by 5,000 and add 5,000 up here. Right, and nothing would change.
what do you guys think?
Well, I feel like I agree if, from what Arden's saying, that like they're probably not gonna get the full 25,000 rollover. I feel like we shouldn't allot for that if they're not gonna get 25,000. Like that wouldn't make any sense.
No, but Concept knows how to ask money from finance committee, like. This is the amount of their basically the amount of the lock-in they're getting this year, and the projected amount of spending, as Arian said, is gonna hit. Like 48,000, which is how much they had this year, and maybe 10,000 more, that 10,000 will be taken out of this, but still, this is excluding this amount. So they still get their whole lock-in plus maybe like 15,000. Even though they estimate to spend 92,000, they still have been going to finance, like they know how to use finance to fund them. And considering how much they've spent this year out of their budget, it doesn't make sense for us to give them like 10,000 more. Like, I feel like it's just fair to like keep it around the same as this year.
Yeah, so let me tell you what's gonna happen, essentially. If they don't get the full rollover that you guys budget for, it has to come out from some other line, most likely special projects.
They'll spend money.
Yeah, they'll have less to spend and less allocated in one of these accounts, most likely special projects, just start with special projects, essentially, right? So it is also an argument to be made that they can ask for money next year. But you guys can also prevent that, up to you guys. But that's what's gonna happen if they don't get the full amount that you guys budgeted for.
I mean, they should be a secure enough organization that you shouldn't even have to request from finance committee in the first place. I mean, like that even if they're good at the budgeting process, they're still a BCU. They should be also, standardized enough in itself, they shouldn't be asking for funding.
That's what I told them. They wanted to continue to ask.
Yes, but they've been coming to finance committee this year a little bit, but they didn't spend down their budget yet. So that means they're efficient in budgeting, and the amount that they've spent out of their budget. Like this year would still be sustainable. This would be like almost as if they had the same budget as they've had for this past year. So anything additional, if they exhaust this and they want to use up to like maybe this amount, they can get reallocated back into their account once they prove that they spent all their money. So I feel like it's all right with whatever we do. It's not gonna be that severely impactful.
I think the president has a very good take on Coswell because of her history. And she felt this was appropriate.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion, and granted, my opinion is at 12:10 a.m. So it might not be the most accurate, but I think, as Iman said, they're a well-established BCU and there's really no, they should have a budget that they adhere to. And if they need to ask for more, then they're more than, well, they're more than welcome to do so, and they have been this year. So I say we keep it.
Objections? All right, we keep it.
Hey,
Moving on, this is going to be a fun one. Finance Committee. So this was a major combination. Essentially, it was the 175,000 from legal code, part of the internal funding framework. The accounts you all know and love, Finance Committee, STAR, conferences, all of those. In addition to the Finance Committee committee accounts, which accounts for their food, their honoraria, which is 452. And it's all combined under here. Questions, comments, concerns?
Wait, this special projects amount, it's for us to give, right?
Uh,
Or what is that? Is that for ourselves?
special
that is the sub-accounts. Those are the sub.
Yeah, these are the these are the sub accounts.
So this is travel and conferences and this,
No, the 175 includes everything. Start, travel conferences, sports teams,
Psyop.
PSYOP, that's all the special.
okay,
Yes.
so that's all of those special
Yes.
costs and then. these
Your-
are-
Yeah, that's your personal, so this is your finance committee account.
That's the general.
That's the general finance
You
committee.
see how much it's reduced? Because of the support to staff.
Stuff.
But this account has a return from the sweep of the RCOs.
Yes.
This account supports all the RCOs, majority of the funding, and they don't spend all their money. As a result, it comes back into this fund, so about 500,000 a year returns, hopefully less, because hopefully they'll be more efficient in spending. But that's gonna give us more money in that fund.
Yes.
Thank you. Does finance committee submit the request in the first column and then at the next page decide on their own request?
Yes.
Interesting, okay.
It's the same way as how the president submits the
Yeah.
request of their own budget.
It's the same thing.
It's the same way as how Senate submits a request for their own budgets. It's the same thing.
Yeah. It's just, okay.
As a member of the finance committee, I would like to justify that this is not going to finance committee itself. This is the money we get to RCOs. And that what Michael was talking about, when we grant an RCO, let's take, for example, Science Olympiad. Oh, I'm just using that because I'm in Science Olympiad. If we granted Science Olympiad $30,000 for their amazing, I don't know that, I'm making this up. And let's say Science Olympiad was like, oh, fuck, we,
Language, please.
oh, no, we can't get our speaker to come, and I guess we're not gonna have a speaker, so we only spent that money on food, and we spent 10,000 out of that 30,000 granted, and we didn't spend 20,000, and we didn't have another event that year. That 20,000 remains in our AS account for Science Olympiad. Our account number is like random, like 703 or something. And at the very end of the fiscal year, June 30th, AS will sweep back every single amount of money in every single RCO AS account to regenerate that amount, because not every RCO actually spends the amount that they ask for from finance committee, oftentimes. So we're gonna get that money back up, so it's gonna we'll get maybe 300,000 more at least, hopefully.
Does this account for the deficit that you guys are going into this year, where you're pulling from, what was it today? It was Kobo today.
Well, we balanced that out on the spot. Didn't we balance out the Kobo, the amount that we were in deficit during our finance committee meeting? We pulled it out of,
We're not in deficit.
yeah, we're not in deficit anymore.
We covered a little bit here and there, but
Yeah.
reality is that this fund is really performing very well.
So the thing about deficits is that this is the budget for next fiscal year.
Yeah.
Deficits have to be dealt with this fiscal year. There are or at least at the very least, it should. There might be some that roll over next year, which the
Some bad-
whole head.
Some bad ones.
Yeah, some bad boys do get things through the cracks, but deficits should be taken care of in the fiscal year that they happen. So you don't have to worry too much about deficits. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Questions, comments, concerns?
Nope,
Objections?
nope,
Very well, we
Sweet.
continue. What?
sweet.
Oh, okay. I think you said wait.
Why is it purple?
Because it's the
Cause it's cool.
it's because it's the 175 is legal code mandated. It's just fun. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's my thing. It won't show up on the final budget published. Yeah. All right, IBCRC. Questions, comments, concerns?
Lock-in, correct?
Lock-in, correct.
Okay.
The 10K is just rollover.
10K is their
Yeah.
estimated rollover at this point, but it'll probably change.
Less, just presuming.
Presumably less.
Okay.
I have to ask. Senator Lincoln's not here. Senator Harder, you might know the answer to this. If they had 10,000 in rollover, then why did we grant them 10,000 to do the study?
An assumption that they would have some
This is.
to.
No, that
They
went to
recommend
this,
the IBCS.
that's the CSP.
I apologize.
Yeah.
Too many IVs.
No, yeah,
There's a lot,
Yeah.
yeah.
reasonable mistake, but different.
My apologies.
Okay, there's a food budget cut and then the rest, it goes to special projects?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's it, huh?
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
If they don't get the 10K rollover, it'll be coupled with projects first.
Okay,
Questions, comments, concerns?
now let's figure.
Objections?
Why do we increase the special projects by $1,000?
That was,
That was my question.
that was Leanne's. That was the president's
No.
thing. Okay,
Cool.
IBTU.
Yikes.
Ooh.
So they have 293,000 in rollover. From what I checked in their minutes, they spent
They have 357 estimated.
Oh,
wonderful. So I went through all the minutes.
I can also explain a little bit IBTU rollover. So AS rent support program just started, and every single quarter, $50,000 is gonna be like basically reallocated into that to be given out in grants. So this amount in their rollover is gonna be like depleted
I understand, but they only spent $18,055 this year. Per my,
for their entire like operating, yes. But
Just to clarify on the rollover, the previous reason that we were given for that rollover was that apparently, and please correct me, they were trying to buy this building.
that's,
That was the justification that was previously used.
that is hearsay, but that is my understanding.
Okay,
Sean,
I'm not gonna, I cannot speak for them. That is just what
Sean.
I have heard.
We have first right of refusal with respect to.
Okay, but
Yes.
feasibly, they are not gonna be the ones buying building, right? That would,
It could be part of something to buy.
yeah,
So basically, if this building goes up for sale, either we buy the building or we.
okay, but are you under the understanding that?
Guys, decorum, please.
What is what I said, does that have some truth to it, or is that like, hearsay?
Which part?
That they were saving up the rollover to, in part, by the funnels.
That was my understanding. I wasn't
Okay.
part of any of that.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Sean,
Yeah.
I have to ask,
Yeah.
how is that fulfilling their mission statement?
Fair question.
It's not, and that's a huge concern that we have 315,000?
So they have,
357.
357,000.
This year, and then they're gonna have a portion of this year's unspent going into that.
They're gonna have a lot of unspent this year because they only spent $18,000 out of their entire budget. And that's just operating without honoraria, meaning that more of their services are going to honoraria than actual student
They
services.
need this money to offset the 3 staff members that are allocated next year. Plus, we have the rent program that will be 50K a quarter. That's being worked with the financial crisis team.
it's actually the opposite problem that you're happening with IBTU at LRC. They are on the trajectory under this new plan. The trajectory is that they're gonna spend down their rollover and they're gonna use more than the lock-in that they have.
Can
I
we,
expect this rollover to be exhausted next year.
Yes.
can we ensure that?
Are you sure of that? It would ensure that?
Ensure it.
Yes. Yeah, but then
Sure,
there's like,
this is gonna go right to that.
yeah, it's,
Yeah,
yeah.
sorry, I just think what Senator Sussman is saying is just up to this point, what have they been doing, and it's great that they have a way to spend down their rollover now. But I think that's just what the, like, crux of the matter is just like. Like arriving at that rollover amount.
We're actually. Beyond that now to the opposite problem, where
Yeah.
yes, they are spending on the rollover.
Yeah.
But now they don't have enough,
Right, now there's, for the friend
Yeah.
support program is,
not even just that,
Or
just
just-
for like, if
okay.
if we keep the 20% allocation for staff.
yeah,
They're gonna spend on the rollover next year. And then they're gonna not have.
2
enough-
years they'll be out.
About 2 years, they're gonna be out,
okay,
and then they won't even have enough operating budget from their base lock-in
uh-huh,
to even just pay for staff.
They need to do some programming in their units.
uh-huh,
And with the additional staff advisor, they should be able to do that, because the MOU is spending the rent program.
yeah,
So you can see here, they get 174 as part of their base lock-in, but their staff allocation is 244.
mhm,
Once they spend out their rollover, they will never have enough money to do anything again unless something changes.
So,
I think their question is more of like. Why did we become in this situation that we had so much of a
Well,
rollover with IBT?
if I,
yeah, and that's.
Kind of,
kind a
but-
question for them, but-
so this year they spent $1,800 on electricity bills. Again, they spent 18,000 total, 2,500 on internet bills.
They haven't been charged their rent. They're 25% of this building.
But that's my
2,500 a month.
that's my fundamental concern is that we have a BCU, which is gaining a lot of lock-in, and for the past several years. And I know the argument is that in the future they will spend it down, but they're not spending it on student needs. They're spending it on operations of this own building.
That's changing. Just give them another year to have a judgment, because there was a massive, and Nadine led that program, the rent support program.
Yeah, where's it
MOU.
gone? Cause I was uber hopeful for that and.
Oh, it worked. We just made it an MOU. It's not like,
It's in play, it's starting.
it started.
Oh, has it started?
They're
No,
promoting
it's,
it.
How much have they spent?
well, $50,000 was already allocated for the spring quarter.
No, I know what was
They're
allocated, what was
moving, they're
spent.
moving now, they're not spending it immediately, obviously.
Okay,
They
so
just-
what
they
was
just started
spent,
it.
what was spent in one quarter?
50K a quarter.
They spent $50,000
They're
in one.
going to
It
spend
wasn't,
probably.
They spent zero in it.
well, because we didn't do the allocation yet, because we had, you know how it was EOP during winter quarter when I first proposed the bill?
Okay,
Then all of a sudden there was a switch up and we had to redo everything with
so it
SRT
wasn't fully implemented because of that.
Yeah,
Start-
they have to switch it.
this quarter.
I mean, that's up to you guys, what you wanna say.
Okay, so what we're inevitably looking at, if they're on their current spending path that we're projecting is. They're gonna exhaust their fund and need a ballot measure increase.
No.
Or,
What I'm
Sorry.
suggesting is that you put this into perspective.
Yeah.
The historical rollover balance.
yeah,
Is being utilized in a program.
yeah,
We need management in the BCU. Assistance advising to enable a invigoration of this lock-in. To then operate properly, and new programs have to be devised.
okay,
But there will be a lot of expenses, if you could show, maybe you're in the middle. If you could, if they could spend down, if you could go a little higher, of this. If they start the programmatic aspect, they're gonna need money.
okay,
To answer your question directly, yes,
okay,
yes, yes.
Yeah.
In 2 years.
In 2 years, yes.
So the cycle is play it out in the next 2 years and
Yeah.
make a decision on the basis of. Should they have those 3 advisors?
Yeah.
And that could be revised.
Mhm.
Every year you can revise
Okay.
that. And then are they doing enough in the programmatic area?
Mhm.
The red program is under the MOU.
Yeah.
We could switch it to this once we exhaust the MOU.
okay.
So the fund is a little bit flexible on that.
And how much was sitting in the MOU again?
The MOU is 50K capped every quarter.
Okay,
So 4
I
quarters.
I switched.
I feel better.
No, no, to be honest, no. I mean, there's no way to ensure that they're going to spend that 50K.
No, it's true.
No,
yeah,
there's nothing.
There is a line in the MOU, let's say FCRT, like, they don't spend, like, we didn't get enough grants to use $50,000 in like 1 quarter. Then the next quarter, they don't get 50,000, they get enough to rejuvenate that to 50,000.
I,
That's what he's saying, I mean, because The guarantee is like spend it.
Yeah.
And you're saying the opposite, that if they don't spend it, they won't get it.
But historically, FCRT gives out like, they're the same people that helped Emory with their, the situation of that.
When your roof collapsed.
Yes, they actually grant significant amounts of.
Yes.
I decided that it should rain. Yeah.
They give significant amount of grants. I don't have a quantitative amount
I-
at my brain, but
Just in good faith, I cannot ensure and trust that this rollover will be spent properly. I just can't. And there's nothing that
All right,
we,
make a suggestion, what do you want to? Instead,
I mean, they're a lock-in. All we can do
there's
is
nothing we
propose a
can do.
increase or something next year. Or
you
like,
can make the decision, you don't wanna hire the advisor. There's a new one on the,
Sure.
the books, to hire in the pipeline.
Mhm.
And you could repurpose that rollover in your rollover section
Yes.
in some manner,
sure,
Wait, so there's two right
but you
now?
can't cut the lock-in.
one.
no, I
No,
know.
there's one and they're proposing a second.
No. In this document, there's two people who is being funded.
Oh, this is on the assumption that there's
There are three
three.
people allocated.
There's three people
One is a
allocated.
new hire.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
So we can, if you guys want, it can be reduced to just two, and you can repurpose that amount.
You could say, now, you don't wanna hire that advisor, you wanna hire a different advisor.
Mhm.
That's, the flexibility is there. I mean, I don't wanna ruffle the plan, but the idea is. If you wanna have those discussions, that's up to you to have those discussions,
Okay, here's my against that. Let's say we don't hire
Sure.
another advisor and that decreases that amount.
Mhm.
That makes it even worse for them to do operate, because Houston right now, they don't have like operations and their fee is so high and we're just betting on the MOU to use up this amount of lock-in fee. If we don't have an additional advisor, that's basically relying more on that MOU of
No,
that.
I'm not saying that, Nadine. I'm saying, Senator Wise, sorry. I'm saying that they have not spent anything in terms of giving back to student RCOs or students for their mission statement this year. Sorry, that was so sorry.
Saying that you're relying more on this, but by having more money allocated to another advisor, that will encourage them more to like be more hands-on. Like, like it's. more hands-on.
He's saying they have nothing to prove right now to justify hiring another advisor, and you're saying that they need another advisor so they can make things to justify having another advisor.
It's verbatim with what's on.
That is literally what you said.
How about settling in the middle, so,
Have an advisor.
I'm saying like,
Or not.
if they have,
Yellow, middle, let's go.
if they have another advisor, it justifies them having a larger lock-in fee. Because they can do more right now, IBTU is struggling on knowing how to use their lock-in because they don't have like ideas for operation. They didn't have.
That on their.
I'm gonna-
Well,
I'm gonna counter that immensely. As a Senate, we have done so much for the student body. Just recently, Senator Jones just did her safety pod. Stop. She did her safety pods on her own. Student safety on her own. We've done things as students because we've taken those initiatives. We don't need, that's,
Let him finish. Let him finish. Let him finish.
I'm gonna,
as,
budget, you got it, if they start stepping
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
let's
yeah,
go
I
on it.
can't do anything about it.
All right,
Dustin,
this is
go.
the rollover discussion for 2 weeks from now.
Mhm.
In the
They
blue
get
corner.
their money,
yes,
irrespective.
sorry.
yeah.
No, please
Okay,
finish.
so
I'm waiting to hear
the
you
choices
finish.
Are basically give them the thing.
Oh,
plus
yeah,
two
pause.
advisors, give them the thing plus one advisor, give them the thing, that's it?
You could make the decision of taking away their rollover
Damn.
in 2 weeks.
Well, it's nice of you, bro.
This week, you can't make any decision.
It's right there.
On the basis of the lock-in.
Okay, so
They
what
get
was
the
the
lock-in. You can reduce their staff allocation.
That's the only, so the two things you can do this week, lock-ins, adjust their allocations. In this case specifically, you can reduce their staff allocations if you want.
So to get out of here, at some point,
Okay, well,
basically, which case do you find more convincing? That if only they have more staffing, they will blossom and do all these things? Or they don't have the sort of soil needed to, that staff would actually add all that much and it would just be unnecessary spending of some kind? That's basically it. Are we ready to do the informal vote?
I'm with Evan. Yeah.
Who asked, bro, we're doing a vote, not an individual.
This
The whole
is taking
point is-
sides.
Okay, let's do hands up for +2 staff, so we all understand, right, the question is between 2 or 1.
No.
So I
It's just a one that you're.
Yeah, so one that you're, because right now there's 3 staff members.
Two or existing staff.
I'm saying adding,
So you're adding either 0 or 1.
either 0 and got it, okay. Is that clear?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay, we're adding 0, not adding anyone.
I just wanted to.
Somebody count. To verify my blind business.
It's informal, we'll see it says.
It's informal, yeah.
yeah, that's more than half.
Cool, and for adding one, okay, like 2,
2.
pretty there.
Okay, so what's the number look like if we don't add one?
You have to take off an allocation, but it needs to go somewhere else. You have to hire another advisor somewhere. The plan is to hire advisors.
I thought my understanding was if that money's not spent, it just stays undesignated for the conversation earlier.
Well, no, it gets reallocated within the lock-in fee. So we have to put it somewhere else.
The lock-in will not spend the money, but on the staff plan, we're gonna hire a number of staff. They were one of them. So you're gonna put it into some other staff line.
What they're saying is that they want. You have something? Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Well, the other option too is the thing that I've spoken to Deanna about, marginalized communities.
Yeah,
So that was a proposed position, and it would be the same aspect of this.
That has to come to Senate first, right, before we can. Okay.
So how much was that? 117?
If I reach even part of the. You know, the large left communities, that's where.
Wait, so guys.
Decorum, please, decorum.
If I could, I'm assuming others want to do. So the Senate just voted not to support that additional advisor. You're saying you guys are going through with it anyways. So it have to be supported from another fund.
I'm saying
So what
that
did you just say?
this advisor that is earmarked in the plan of 12 new hires. Between, if you're taking them out or her. And you're putting them somewhere else in the association that they're needed.
I want to hear from Morgan.
It's the same thing. I was just gonna say, if we're freeing up that money to hire an advisor somewhere else that you think is more needed, you were deciding that IBP does not need an additional advisor.
Sure.
So you can hire an advisor elsewhere.
But the funds that would have gone for the IBT advisor come from the staff budget, so from.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, it's still.
And
If that's what you would like.
Oh, okay, so that's
So if pretty much, yeah, so if you guys reduce that into additional staff number, it would come down from 224 to 126.
Okay.
Reduce that.
And then this would be reduced. Simultaneously reduced by that amount. So, let me get that reduction in.
Because this lot will get the same amount as the guarantee. And Fernando and Robin will continue to support the law firm.
Okay.
In addition to central staff services that we provide.
Cool. That's it. Questions, comments, concerns, rejections?
Good.
All right, next one. On the same boat, LRC, Legal Resource Center.
They're structurally imbalanced with their staff. They'll have an issue in a year, 2 years. There are 2 members of their staff that work for them. They're having a rollover expectation to cover their deficits. But next year there has to be restructuring. So, is that on this agenda to work out in some manner? Propose so. Sorry to break you there. I'll be there too. Sorry.
Wait, also we're in closed session, so.
No, we're not.
Wait, what happened to that?
We left it.
No motion to get out of it.
Is it open?
Oh,
Yeah, we've been
A
in.
long time ago. Okay, go.
All right, guys, LRC, questions, comments, concerns?
so wait, is it, okay, well, this is stupid question, but like regardless about this situation, and what I'm understanding is they're gonna be in a deficit anyways in the next If we're already in a balanced situation, I think regardless of the roller.
We are in a very precarious situation with LRC because the
Yeah.
staff allocation exceeds their.
Yeah,
lock-in.
exactly.
And this
So
isn't,
it's
this
beyond your
isn't even the
lock-in.
total amount of the salaries.
Yeah.
We've had to reduce the allocations to accommodate less of their salaries,
Mhm.
because they're very expensive members of our team,
Mhm.
very experienced, very qualified. But lawyers are lawyers, are very much at the top level of the salary grade. So they work across a couple of lock-ins, allocation wise.
So the actionable items on this account is we can either change the allocations here.
Don't want to open that.
Yeah, but more so for you guys to know that this account is in trouble.
Yeah. But like,
So it's a
I
$40,
don't know, we can do that.
it's a $40 food difference. What else is there? I think both go down.
They don't have much operating expenses. They have the rent upstairs, 25% of this building.
Yeah. Wait,
It's essentially the only thing that changed is this one that went down by $40.
what, shouldn't it go up? What? Am I tripping?
No, this is the rollover, right?
Okay.
So if you reduce the amounts that you're allocating, you reduce the amount that you use in rollover.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes. Questions, comments, concerns?
So,
Projections? All right.
Just in the chat.
We're only halfway through the lock-in.
Moving on. Yeah. Lord. AS Recycling.
Guys, portable conversation, please.
Clear.
Questions, comments, concerns?
No.
no,
No? Oh, goddamn. All right, moving on. Sure. Questions, comments, concerns?
special project. Wait, where's the nine?
Yeah, where's the $9,000? And
Oh, they pull it from allocations and they move it to special projects.
David, can you make that distinction?
Yeah, so it's here
Yeah,
and.
okay.
Well, what's the distinction between allocations and special
Oh,
projects?
so allocations is money that you give to other people. Special projects are events that you put on yourself.
Oh, okay.
These are
That makes
campus,
sense.
announcements.
Got it.
We make
Yeah.
a partnership with campus.
Yeah.
For program, you send the money to them.
So that goes to like RCO.
To specifically like campus.
Campus.
Okay, I see.
I would be honest, I prefer the the finance committee's recommendation if it's going to allocate, if it's going to allocations, meaning it's going back to RCOs.
You'll increase this.
Yeah, I can see why. I did see a lot of amendments.
You read the rationale on this one, because I don't.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Here are the reasons why.
365, yes.
Do
So,
you have a rationale for both finance and president?
no, only the president. Finance does not publish any rationale. For 365, president says ASOP recommends reallocating some money from allocations into special projects to reflect the ASOP spending priority of special projects and events.
Wait, I might have gotten it mixed up. So,
Finance committee recommended more in allocations and special projects. The president reversed that by recommending more in special projects and allocations.
What is the difference between? Oh.
Well,
Allocation.
This is why it matters to be part of one conversation. This was probably, I'm not, but it was. So this is why we participate in one thing, please, and thank you.
Special projects are events that you put on yourself as a group. Allocations are money that you give to other people for things.
I feel like this is more of another example, I feel like, of like an expectation or promise for the next upcoming year in particular. I mean, I understand it depends on who's chairing the leadership style, but what I've seen in the mini minutes is that I saw them more use it for giving to RCOs. compared to giving projects.
either way, they're gonna get the same money. I prefer if it goes to allocation, so that way it's going directly to student groups.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's my preference.
Yeah.
So I would prefer to adopt the
Yeah.
recommendations.
So objections to the finance committee recommendation. No objections. Okay, we're going with the finance committee recommendation. Let's move on. I'll get that done. Let's move on. Coastal funds.
Okay. Over.
Keep in mind those changes that follow the law.
Right.
Yeah.
Does anybody have on hand what they requested? I'm assuming it reflected what they submitted, right?
The proposal fund request,
Yeah.
this is the request right here.
Right, they didn't ask for anything additional in public forum.
So from the request, they asked for an additional 96,000.
Yeah.
Finance committee and president said no to that.
Seems to note all of them.
So no to all the
The
additional.
president actually changed their,
Oh, yes, their staff allocation.
their staff.
So
How come?
this one specifically has a contribution from grad students.
Sure.
The staff allocation from finance committee was for, with that grad student, lock-in portion included. But the president has only applied 20% to just the undergrad portion.
Okay.
Which is why you will see that this amount is reduced by about.
Is there anything specific in their legal code? Because my understanding is we can't explicitly serve anything.
That's what I was understanding as well, is that we can't give money to grad students because they're not paying
Yeah.
members of the association.
Let's repeat
Grad
that.
students pay the association. The grad students are paying the associations.
Yeah.
The grad,
Both the fund is on the CEC ballot and on the grad part of the CEC ballot. There's food bank is on the grad part of the seat of the ballot of the.
Oh.
We do serve those students.
So are they going to one fund then? Those are not distinguished, like there's not a separate.
separate collection going into one fund. And then the distribution of that fund to grants for research in the environmental area. Service both undergraduates and grads.
Okay.
So this is a unique one where grads pay into this one.
Just,
Yeah.
They,
Just to,
food bank.
Okay, can we get to
thank you,
the,
appreciate it.
See kind of what other graduate departments do.
oh my God, the rationale?
Rationale for this one? 368 rationale. The president did not give a rationale.
Ah,
What?
but it was basically because he felt that the recommendation from the advisor, Sarah, was that. As you saw, I think in open forum today, there was a discussion around, they have a lot of requests.
Right.
we do.
Yeah.
And they'd like to utilize as much money from their fund as possible. And they feel that that's a lot of money to spend. So one of the considerations was reducing the amount of the 20% minimum. Which was take off the grad 50,000. From that calculation, saving 10,000. As a concession. Offered by. If this amount is taken out,
It's like, I'm. Sorry. So we need to find it.
So essentially the staff. You guys have already agreed on it, so not agreed on, you guys had a consensus on it earlier. Hard to change it now. IBT was a special case because it was just for one person. But for this one, this one goes directly to people already in our appointments.
From any particular perspective, right now, this is going to be facilitated by one staff member between like 4 or 5 other BCUs. So maybe in the perspective of IBT, a person to this one, then maybe it might be. Yeah, I don't know.
this represents a new hire.
Yeah,
It may not come in right away, so this coming year, this figure may not achieve a spend rate of 122, most probably won't. But over time, that's the allocation.
I am proposing we go back to finance committee recommendations for this. It doesn't make sense to just simply take out 10,000. Also, I know that they came into public forum and said like, oh, we want to have more so we can like allocate to everyone because we get a lot of requests and we want to like fund all of our requests. And this year, like, we're running out of money and stuff like that. I just want to propose that finance committee also gets a lot of requests and we can't satisfy all the requests we
Alright.
get. So it's really on the matter of the committee and the people that like receive the request to decide which ones they want to prioritize and everything. It just makes sense, if we dox that 10,000 from here, we still need to like allocate that 20% towards like staff that we decided in the beginning. So we need to find some other account to like basically allocate that remainder. So I feel like, what's the
Sure.
point of doing that? Let's just keep the FC recommendation.
I concur.
Make a vote on it.
FC recommendation? Well, we're gonna do some balancing. Let me see.
There wasn't agreed.
Well, by two people.
So you all have to raise your hands about something.
I mean, any objections to finance committee?
Are we understanding what's going on?
So let's just do this real quick. If we go back to finance committee, there's gonna be, and we get rid of this 10,000. You guys will have an excess of 9,889, and you wanna put it right here. To increase the staff.
132, 250.
It'll just give someone that they can check.
No,
No, we didn't give anyone anything. We just made sure that we're accounting for all the income that they have. Well, that was the recommendation. On the past.
so you'll be taking a 20% from both the graduate and undergraduate portion of the option. And reducing their special projects back down to 505,000.
All right.
Objections?
No.
Very well. Moving on. Moving on.
No rollover?
No rollover.
Okay, that makes it easy.
Okay.
Questions, comments, concerns?
No.
No.
Rejections?
No.
Please.
Moving on.
No discussion around it.
Take back the nights.
Okay.
382. Let's see.
No.
No.
Is that,
Food.
Food.
Like $3,200.
No, so food was reduced from 4,000 to 810,
And that goes to special project.
and that went to special project.
good? That's how it should be. For their rollover, does that account for the 15 or, Henry, do you remember the figure they paid for the SSP station?
No.
I think it was close to 15,000. Does that account for that expense this year?
No.
Okay,
So
so.
this will likely get reduced by a lot.
Okay.
It hasn't been booked since
How
my
much are they spending charges?
So far, they have, looks like 56,000 this year. Yeah,
Good.
56 and.
They might have.
I don't know what it is, how much? Like 4,009. And it's like-
60,000 and a half, so like 68.5.
So in total, they have 100,000 this year.
Agreed.
They have about.
97. So they're spending 61 of that so far.
Yeah. Yeah, well, 97,
So this isn't realistic.
no, this will not be realistic anymore.
It'll be about 20.
20,000 rollover?
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys can't be preemptive about that, or they'll just come out, thank you for certain products. Yeah, 30 would definitely.
You're gonna give them more money. So
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's fine. With the 20,000 rollover is still plenty, in my opinion.
You guys want to be preemptive and reduce the over now?
It's just not gonna be that figure, so like,
Yeah.
yeah, really realistic to have it on in the first place, like.
No,
Not realistic.
I say we just choose, yeah.
Yeah,
If we do 20 here,
they tell something, yeah.
so you guys want to take 10 off from somewhere, or would you like to take 10 off?
Market.
good food.
Well, they
Yeah.
Hey, can we split it amongst different
Yeah.
categories?
wherever you like.
We'll put 2.5 here. And we'll go down
What do you guys like?
What is the difference between some of the grant projects and social projects?
So grant projects, so special projects is things that you do on your own. Grant projects are more so like collaborations.
Oh.
You guys will have like
Oh, yeah.
maybe a foot in it, but you're not controlling everything.
Grants are giving money to students
Yeah.
mainly.
And can you reiterate contracts, please?
Contracts is contracts, performance contracts, agreements. It's a little bit like, I don't think mushy, but like some of those could be looped under special projects if it's part of an event.
Sure.
But if you're just having a speaker come on campus by themselves.
So I'm thinking reduce contracts by 2 and then bring that down to 19,000. I don't want to make the changes yet based off of my decision. I would like consensus from the body, but I'm thinking we just reduce each account by about 2,000 to 3,000. Not for honoraria, sorry, excluding honoraria.
Sure.
Well,
How about you? Caffeine at 1 AM? Are you sure?
What?
I'm sure, go ahead, I'm just concerned about you. Okay, guys, once we wrap this one up. Senator had a good idea. Do we want to do like a very brief 5-minute break because the vast majority of us are not in this right now? And we should be somewhat energized.
ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, you and Kayla, that's kind of the problem. We need some, it's not a 2-man show. So how about that? We finish this one.
Right.
And then a 5-minute recess and come back with like 5 sharp.
Yes,
Okay,
Is that okay?
yes.
consensus.
Okay, let's finish this. What would you guys like? 10,000, what would you like to take 10,000 from?
And. Well. I mean, oh no,
So again, we have to get rid of 10,000 across their expenditures. We can just divvy that up, correct?
You can divvy that up however you guys like.
how many? Okay, maybe exclude marketing. Cause I feel like that's kind of essential, right?
Yes.
And then. Honoraries fixed.
This is your main area of concern.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Ariane, can you look at their expenditures this year to see allocation, just to see their patterns from this year of what they spent, so before we make any deductions? Thank you.
Yes, category by category, that's what you use so far.
Yeah, can you go through,
Specifically 72 to 79.
Sure. So far in 7,200, we see, 7,800. 7,800, now 9. Okay, keep in mind, a lot of things, when they're allocated in the budget cycle, they're allocated across different modes, but sometimes in practice, what they're built, they're just built for operating, so we might see a lot of these expenses actually in 7,000. So I'll come back. to
Okay.
that. Yeah, let's go back to the top. They have the 70,000 category in total, 47,000 used, it's a process, 1,000 approved, 300 people. So all we're looking at 45,000, and if you want specifics, the two largest expenses are $15,000 was looks like a spring border program to put CSOs out on the commencement line.
Yeah.
So that's at on the weekends, and
Correct.
then another for $17,000 for the shirts. And that those two.
You said 17,000 for shirts?
17,000?
17,000, not 17.
It's booked at 17,000. I can take a look at the exact requisition to see if there's a typo, but it does show up at 17.
1700.
Because that's quite a lot of shirts.
It is quite a lot. So,
I've never seen a single thing like
I don't see a bill like that, but
probably booked the gig.
that's probably hoodies that are very expensive for item. With special decals and, so. That's what they go to graphic institute.
Every student would get a shirt, is that right?
If that was gonna be in one of these bins, like, which one would that be?
For the 17 for shirts,
Yeah,
that would most likely be either social projects or depending on how to book it, it could be marketing and advertising.
okay.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, it's looking like 9,000 for black short sleeve shirts, then extra large, and there's another $70, black short sleeve shirts, another 50, and then eight packs of night shirts, second style, 7,500, and also.
Second style, what's that mean?
Then like, they have style 1 and they have style 2. And
Do you need a
then
merch?
board crew neck for 400.
Wow.
And did they just pull these from the general 7,000?
I mean, that's how it's booked.
Okay.
But, yeah, it probably-
Where are these shirts going?
Okay.
Great question.
I've never seen a single person with a take back the night shirt, merch, anything.
Motion for our events.
The board.
Yeah.
They bought themselves a
So-
shirt.
Senators, please decorum.
Remember, you guys don't have to think too hard about this, because they can always move money around that.
Absolutely, but I think it makes sense if this came out of special projects, then to deduct that by 5,000 and then take 2,500 out of two different other accounts.
Okay,
Yeah.
So you guys want to take 5,000 out of special projects.
and then. Well, where's the other,
I say we just take 2,500 from two other accounts.
just
From the grant and.
like,
Yes. Yeah, so I would say take 2,500 from contracts.
okay,
Is this fine with you guys?
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, it's pretty flexible. So we have 2,500 to go? Okay.
and then out of, what is 46 grant projects?
What are the extra projects? Take 25 off.
Another 25, yeah.
Yeah.
Or out of marketing and advertising.
It only is what, 500? Or is that?
No, it's 7,500, right?
7,500.
Down to 5K.
Oh, yeah, I would much prefer to do
Okay,
marketing and
yeah,
advertising.
yeah.
Thank you.
Cause I feel like.
I was
Maybe-
misreading.
5K for
They
that.
need, it's more effective use of student funds
Yeah.
for,
Agreed.
right, and then the 7,500.
Yeah.
All right, final review of
Yes.
your current allocations, questions, comments, concerns, objections.
No, none of
Going
the above.
once, going twice. All right,
Okay.
moving on. We're taking a 5-minute recess.
Cool.
Preach.
Good work, good work.
1/3? Oh.
Alright.
Whoever said we should resign.
Oh, yeah.
You there on to something.
Dude, I was lucky cheesing. I was lucky cheesing when I was on.
Same, There's applesauce that is now.
Just one piece.
That's only if you want them to get paid in.
Just one.